had to get divorced. My ex-wife, she used to talk to me like I'm an idiot. Everything I say, she'd correct me, and I couldn't take it no more. I'm like, Lisa, quit correcting me. She's like, my name's Sheila. Yeah, it was stuff like that every day. And she argued with anybody, people like that. They argue all the time with people. We went to a psychic one time, and he was telling her stuff she didn't want to hear. She gets in an argument with a guy. Who argues with a psychic, first of all? They don't even... He goes, your wife's a lunatic. I'm like, this guy's good. Wow. I know, and I didn't tell him nothing. I read that book, The Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Phoenix. You ever read that? I like being divorced. I get to do different things now, like talk and stuff.
Your morning blitz begins now.
Yeah, let's go on a Thursday, a high of 72. Partly cloudy today. Maybe, possibly. In fact, I'm not even going to say it. It's not going to happen.
Okay.
So I'm not worried about it. It's just going to be partly cloudy, and it's going to be a great day.
When are we supposed to get this polar vortex you were talking about?
Well, that's the thing. I read about it, and it's supposed to come from, the south and then cross the plains and head east. I'm thinking it's just going to be south of us before it hits the eastern seaboard.
I did see it's supposed to get into the 40s next week for high.
Well, I heard... Who was it? Actually, you know what? It was. I remember it was Kirsch after our show on Tuesday or Thursday or a day of the week, and said something about dropping down in the 40s. But now it's supposed to be back up into the low to mid 50s on Monday,
and then 60s after that.
And then 60s after that. So a little bit of a cool down, yes,
but not a
polar vortex.
Polar vortex.
Yeah, not that.
No, not at all. Speaking of Monday, we got confirmation, and I'm very excited. Make sure you set your alarms, put the note in your phone, because on Monday, we have got some amazing prizes to give away, and we're going to be launching Leprechauns for Valentine's Day, St. Patty's Day, and we have got this amazing emerald to give away. Thanks to our friends at Myers Jewelers.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. I cannot confirm nor deny that it's not actually an emerald. It's actually from space and will give you superpowers. But it's really cool. And so, yeah, we're going to be doing this all morning long. We've got a ton of giveaways all throughout Monday morning and St. Patrick's Day. And can't wait to celebrate with you. So make sure you put that note in your phone. Let's go to Thursday with the Blitz Morning Trivia. Think what you got.
All right. We were all introduced to Eleven on Stranger Things, the actress Millie Bobby Brown. Well, she revealed that Bobby is not her middle name. I guess it's a stage name?
Millie Bobby B.
That happens to everyone.
Yeah. But she did reveal what her real middle name is, and that's the question. What is Millie Bobby Brown's real middle name? Be the first one to tell us at 99700, and we will hook you up with $25 to go spend at Waterbeds and Stuff and Beds and Stuff Superstores.
Think, what's that answer to Blitz Morning Trivia?
All right, well, the question was, what is Millie Bobby Brown's real middle name? She, of course, started out as 11 on Stranger Things. She's going to be in a movie with Chris Pratt, and they were talking to each other, and she revealed that Bobby is not her real middle name, and here she is telling you what it is.
My middle name is Bonnie. It's
Millie Bobby Bonnie Brown?
No, it's no Bobby. It's Millie Bonnie Brown.
Really?
I've never told anyone that. You heard it here first.
Your middle name is Bonnie?
Yes.
But you just changed it to Bobby for
giggles.
For your stage name?
Trashman Dave said, was it Vanilli? That's a good one. Millie Vanilli. That would have been pretty good.
Well played, sir.
Oh, my gosh. So I guess they're in a movie together called The Electric State, which...
looks really good. Yeah. Coming to Netflix here in a couple days.
Comes out tomorrow.
Oh,
so it's
the 14th.
It's straight to Netflix.
Yeah, it's a Netflix movie.
All
yeah,
right.
and it looks really good.
All right.
Guess who has a stand-up coming out on Hulu tomorrow? Bill Burr.
Bill Burr does, yeah.
Yes.
Keith Newberger from Galleon was the first one to text in the correct answer, so he's got $25 to Waterbeds and Stuff.
Congratulations. Yeah, Hulu's getting in the stand-up business now. They've got this new series that they're doing, if you will, called Hularious.
Oh, I like that.
So they actually did a funny little promo, and it was Bill Burr, Jim Gaffigan, and Sebastian Maniscalco, because they've all signed deals with Hulu, because Netflix put so much money into their stand-up business, and Hulu saw how big of a thing it is, and they're like, well, I guess we should get some stand-up on our service.
Yeah.
So, looking forward to it. I saw, like, one of the little preview clips of the new Bill Burr one.
About Guitar Center? Is that the clip?
No! I saw the
really
one about
funny.
him being married.
Oh, and just agreeing with, or wanting to go to the farmer's market or something, like...
No, I didn't. That's
great.
another one. No, but basically, he says how him and his wife have been together 11 years, and the audience starts clapping, as audiences do when you mention marriage or whatever. And he goes, "Whoa, you're not there. You don't know, because I can have her chained to a radiator right now. You have no idea what's going on in our relationship." So, still looking forward to that. Hey, so growing up, especially if you're in our generation. You were probably of the first generation to be able to go to a specific building, put a quarter in a machine, and have a joystick and some buttons and have the screen interact. You know, we got to play video games at the arcade. And then shortly after that, it expanded to the point where you could play video games at home. And then after that, it got to the point where you could play video games online with your friends at the same time. And then it got to the point where that wasn't enough, so we started watching other people play video games online now. If you're a gamer, you know what I'm talking about. You may follow other gamers online. And to watch it for educational purposes, if you're stuck on something, you know, we used to have to buy the Game Wizard magazine to read about the secrets and stuff. Now you can just watch other people do it. Well, now there's a bunch of famous gamers, and Nifsky is a popular online gamer who just broke a world record. He beat the original Super Mario Brothers in just over 4 minutes and 54 seconds. That's fast.
Wow.
Now, if you've ever played the game, you know that at certain levels you can secretly jump and go behind, and then they've got the warp tunnels where you can advance very quickly to the end of the game, basically. And he beat the old record by 1/10 of a second. And this is what it sounds like when you finally accomplish a goal you've been working on for a very long time.
Oh my God! Yes! Yes! It's over! It's finally over! Oh my God! I did it! Oh, dude! Oh my God! Yes!
My man's excited.
I have no idea how bad. I just want to rip the shirt. Be like, let's go! But no, this is a brand new shirt, bro. I can't do it. I love you, Mom. She got me this for Christmas. I can't do it.
Aww.
And that's the thing. These speed runs have become a thing where you're just running through the game as fast as possible just to get to the end. And now they're breaking world records.
I started playing the Stanley Parable yesterday. Have you ever played that?
The what?
The Stanley Parable.
No.
Anyway, if you know, you know. I won't go into it, but it's hard to learn at first, like get your coordination with a game, but even after just one start over, I got so much faster. So I can see like how that would be a challenge to yourself to try to really sprint through a game as fast as possible.
And and to be able to time, like, you know, we all know if you play Super Mario Brothers, you got the little Venus flytraps that come out of the green tubes and stuff. I'm looking at the video going, how did you not die there? I would have died there. He's missing by millimeter, like he's touching them and still not dying, just to time every jump perfectly where you land exactly where you need to land. Here's the problem, though. Here's the problem. And Thick is pissed right now because he did break the world record. However, he's got a video of his face, he's got a video of the screen, and he's got a video of his hands. He's playing on a computer keyboard.
What is that? Well, how do you even play these games on a computer keyboard?
I'm assuming you can download them now. I mean,
guess.
You can download pretty much anything.
You got to beat it with the Nintendo controller.
That's the thing. I wonder if this is legit. Does this world record deserve an asterisk?
Well, it should say beaten with keyboard, at least. You have to know that.
Because from the looks of it, he had like 2 fingers on like the S and X and then some on the arrow keys. And so, yeah, I don't know. That's kind of interesting. Or can you only do speed runs on the computer version of the game? Can you
maybe. I don't know.
Can you not hook up the original Nintendo Entertainment System?
But but there has to. All I'm saying is there has to be a separate record that's done with the Nintendo.
What's so funny over there?
Kevin texted, imagine the celebration when he loses his virginity.
I guess there's that. Absolutely.
I bet I have a record on Super Mario Brothers 3.
Of course you do.
I beat it in about 8.5 minutes, and I didn't die one time. Got the 2 warp whistles in the first world, went straight to 8, beat level 8, killed Bowser, 8.5 minutes without dying. But I could not have done it faster unless I had a keyboard, obviously.
But does the keyboard make you faster?
It's just a different way of hitting.
Yeah, but I got 2 buttons and a pad with I don't have arrows and letters and stuff that I can sit there. It's kind of like, do you remember track and field?
Absolutely.
All right, and we're sitting there with a comb on the video game, back and forth, making them run faster.
Right.
Using your comb to hit the buttons quicker. You know what I'm saying? So yes, there are things you can do to make it better, but not with just the Nintendo controller.
But what if the only 2 buttons that work are like forward and up, or this is the A and S, or or whatever the 4 would be.
It's
WASZ is
same amount of keys as you would have
on the controller.
Ability and controller. Yeah.
But it's different. You can't. Your fingers.
Why does your way make it better?
I'm not saying it's better. I'm just saying with the Nintendo,
like
you're playing on a Nintendo with a Nintendo controller. I'm just saying there needs to be a separate record with the Nintendo controller.
I
and the
kind
keyboard.
of agree with that.
Somebody sounds jealous.
That's just like it's a hack.
Okay. Just saying.
How fast can you do it? I
can't do it.
No, I'm saying let me see him do it even close to that amount of time with the controller.
Okay.
If he can't, obviously it's giving you an advantage.
I mean,
the only person who would be upset about this is somebody like Thick, who actually does break records in these games. Like,
True.
He is competitive.
Right. No, I get it.
So
he broke a record. I'm not taking that away from him. I'm just saying it's a different one than if you were playing with a
regular controller.
I just would like to see how fast he can do it with the regular controller. How much is the difference?
Because you bet you can do it faster.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
And maybe at Mario 3, I didn't really play 1 that much.
Okay. Fair enough.
3, I dominated.
Not so breaking news. The news already broke. We're trying to put it back together.
All right, your first story for Not So Breaking News. I don't know if it's a PSA or what the hell are people doing, but a TikToker by the name of Breezy Bree recently posted a video from the ER. Well, let me just play you the video.
I'm at the ER because I was half asleep and I needed to put my antibiotic eye drops in tonight. And instead of grabbing eye drops, I grabbed the Kiss nail glue. So this is them rinsing my eye out. They already took out 3 shards of super glue. Don't get super glue in your eye because then you have to go through this contact suction thing on your eye.
Holy crap. Okay, let me tell you something. As someone who does use steroid eye drops from time to time, it's the same size as a nail glue bottle.
Okay, I get that.
Exactly.
But why are they even close to each other?
They shouldn't be. You're right about that. But I'm just saying, just in case somebody accidentally moved them next to each other, you're not going to see that in the dark.
Here's the other thing. She's not the first person to get the bottles mixed up. Healthcare workers say it's become a real issue, and they're seeing more and more people who accidentally glue their eyes shut. One doctor called it relatively common. What?
I call it natural selection.
Holy
Why?
moly.
They had her sit in the ER. They flushed her eyes out. They attached a little tube to her eyelid to keep the fluid running, to run through her eye.
It feels like you're going to be blind after that. Like your vision has to be damaged.
You would think.
Yeah.
Turns out she's okay.
Holy cow.
Thankfully.
That is crazy.
Thankfully for Breezy Bree.
Experts say, people that are professionals in their field, experts say the safest thing to do is double check the dropper anytime you go to use it. It takes an expert to tell you to double check the dropper?
What the heck?
They also say, maybe even read the label out loud so you are assured you know what you're looking at. Maybe so your brain doesn't play tricks on you.
I do that. So dumb. I do that with a little bit of I don't want to say OCD. That is overblowing the situation. But, you know, when you drive out and you can't remember if you actually unplugged the flat iron or not or something like that, I have to say it out loud when I unplug my flat iron. I always say unplugging.
Nora does the same thing.
Yeah. It is a good idea to do things out loud.
It definitely is, especially like when it comes to reading out loud. You will comprehend much more by reading out loud.
I get it. I just don't think it should be necessary for your eye drops versus your super glue.
And I agree with you 100%.
That's all I'm saying. Let's see. Moving on to the Pink Pony in Tampa, Florida. It's a WTF. What the Florida? Yes, there is a man by the name of Arvin Solomonapur who was at the Pink Pony Club in Tampa. Wanted to see himself some girls. Apparently, he had himself a bit too much to drink, was asked to leave, and then decided to go back in, fire off some gunshots, and set the place on fire. Jeez. Not only that, the police were called, and when they got there, they saw Arvin dragging some brush back into the burning building.
Whoa,
he had grabbed, cut down branches and stuff, and was dragging it back into the building.
Need more Kindle.
When he was in custody, he was arrested. He complained from the jail cell that he was thirsty, so the cops gave him a water bottle so he could hydrate himself, but then he also decided to relieve himself into the bottle and chuck the bottle at said officers. He is facing a slew of charges, including arson, shooting within a building, gun possession, battery on a police officer, and felony criminal mischief.
That is a man who doubles down. He's not
100%.
backing off.
No,
he didn't take 2 seconds to think. Oh,
nope.
No.
He is pedal to the metal.
That's right.
Full bore, let's go.
There's
not
a commitment there.
There is, absolutely. And your final story for your not-so-breaking news takes us to Las Vegas, where, you know, there are a lot of things that happen in Las Vegas. A lot of business is conducted. You've got a ton of conventions there. So sometimes it's necessary to head on out and do your thing. And that is exactly what Jeffrey Jacob did, 55-year-old man who flew out. And while there at the Venetian Hotel, met himself a young lady. Now here's the thing. Jeffrey happens to be married, but apparently didn't care much because he met Shaylee Kesey in a bar at the Venetian. And at that point, he is seen on the video camera after talking to her at the bar. They go over to get themselves $1,000 from one of the ATMs and then make their way together up to Jakey's room. Now here's the problem. It was shortly after that Jakey's wife called the hotel to ask for a wellness check because she has not heard from her husband in a few hours. Well, unfortunately, whatever happened in that room involved some fentanyl as well because Jacoby was found dead in his room of a fentanyl overdose. Oh. And said woman, what is her name, Shaylee Kesey, and her pimp were both arrested. Because the pimp was caught on video following them around the hotel and casino. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Your husband goes to Vegas, picks up a hooker, takes her back to the room, dies of a fentanyl overdose, and now the wife is suing the Venetian.
What? For what?
Apparently not the staff not warning him. I guess apparently Shaylee Kesey, the woman of the night, is kind of famous for hanging around those bars, which a lot of those women do in Vegas. And so they're saying, you didn't warn my husband who this was.
Oh, my God.
So all of the following steps, the money from the ATM, the trip to the room, and apparently the fentanyl overdose, are all the Venetian's fault.
If I'm the wife, I'm suing the pimp for the $1,000. That's what I want back, my $1,000, and then I will try to rebuild my life after that.
I mean, yes.
I mean, you killed the guy.
Do you let it go that easy that your husband picked up a hooker?
No. I mean, that's part of the rebuilding of the life. But I just would think that, literally, you killed my husband, so shouldn't I get a refund on whatever he paid $1,000 for?
I'm going to take a guess, Kelly. You haven't dealt with a lot of pimps because that's not exactly how it works.
It's not?
No.
But, I mean, if the guy walks out in front of a bus and dies, he walks out of the hotel, is he going to sue the hotel because they didn't warn him not to walk in front of a bus? I mean, that's absurd.
But I bet if there wasn't like a crosswalk or a street light of some sort, they could probably have an argument.
Well, then you
don't
really
have
shouldn't walk in the street.
You don't have the necessary signage to prevent me from walking into the street. The bus crossing sign.
There was no sign that said, don't walk in street.
Don't step in front of a bus. That's the sign we need nowadays. That's your not so breaking news. All right, all jokes aside, I'm a big believer in you like what you like. Whatever that may be. Whatever makes you happy, whatever puts a smile on your face, whatever de-stresses you, you like what you like. But BuzzFeed put out a little bit of an article. Hobbies that men enjoy but might hide from their buddies. I don't know, maybe you want to seem like a manly man. You don't want people to know that you enjoy kind of these softer type hobbies.
Like collecting dragon figurines. Something like that. Just as an example.
Just as an example.
Okay. That was Thick Rick's admission earlier this week if you didn't hear it.
But I don't think that's like this type of stuff.
It is not. I will say someone did admit I have stuffed animals and plushies from Squishmallow on my bed.
Oh, okay.
What happens if you happen to be a single lady, Kelly, and you walk in, you meet a guy, it's the third or fourth date, things are advancing, you walk into the bedroom and there's some stuffed animals and some Squishmallows right there on the bed.
I don't like that.
No, you don't like that?
Not at all.
That's not the man for you?
That is not the man for me.
Okay. Some guy admitted to secretly loving motivational quotes. I have a notebook full of my favorites that he writes them in. I can see that. I don't think that's terrible. One man admitted to loving bubble baths.
Aw.
I don't like bubble baths, but I will sit down in the shower. I will sit Indian style. I'll sit straight under the not the faucet, but the shower head.
Yeah.
And let it rain down on me. And I will sit there until the hot water runs out on some days just because I love a hot shower so much.
And sitting there is so much more comfortable than standing.
For sure.
It is. And then you're waking up and all that. I mean, I just take baths, but I get it.
Let's see. One guy admitted to enjoying listening to boy bands.
Wait, are you crying at the time?
I have before. Absolutely.
Okay, yeah,
100%.
okay. Just checking.
Without a doubt. I had my crying game moment. Yeah. Just curl them in the corner. Finkel was Einhorn. Einhorn was Finkel. I enjoy listening to boy bands like Backstreet Boys and NSYNC. My friends are all into rap music, but all that auto-tune stuff sounds horrible. Okay.
All right.
I enjoy a little NSYNC. We have a big debate going in our house between Nora and I because I think NSYNC is a superior boy band.
You're right. Say no more. You are right.
Yeah, you are.
See?
You're right.
Don't tell me she was going to say Backstreet Boys.
She will fist fight all three of us. Yeah.
You're going to have to get past my daughter. That's my daughter.
NSYNC?
Oh, my God, yes. Yeah. I've been to 4 NSYNC concerts to take her.
Really?
Yes.
That's a lot.
That's something to admit, too.
One guy admits to liking romantic comedies and fruity cocktails. I want my drink to taste good, not like stale bread. Okay. In terms of beer. Okay, I can see that.
I wonder if
I'm not a
guys
beer drinker.
do guys like shy away from fruity drinks because it just seems too feminine? Is that what's going on? Because, I mean, like poolside, are you not wanting like a fruity, yummy?
Give me a frozen Mai Tai?
Yes, something like that.
I drank more than one strawberry daiquiri on the beach in Aruba.
Good. Yeah. They're good.
But I do have one.
Okay.
Like I said, if a show has great acting and great writing, I'll watch. I think Bridgerton is a fantastic show. I've seen every bit of it. What?
Nothing. No,
listen, I hate to break this to you, but Goose would never date you.
I would not. You're absolutely
no. He's too good. No, he's going to date somebody who's going to go to a Broadway show with him.
Yeah. That is true. See, I'll happily admit that I love theater. Yeah, I love Broadway and theater.
Live acting is phenomenal. I think that is way much higher level than recorded stuff that's edited.
I absolutely can belt out some show tunes, no problem. You put on. Let's say you give me the Rent soundtrack, the Book of Mormon soundtrack, you give me the Wicked soundtrack, give me the Hamilton soundtrack. Funny thing happened on the way to the Forum. I'll sing them. Not very well, but I'll sing them. If you've got one, shoot us. Hey, will you admit to something you love that might not be all that manly? 99700 800-821-9970. It's 997 The Blitz.
And now, 3 things you need to know before you go.
The owner of the dogs that were loose in North Linden earlier this month and attacked an 8-year-old boy is now facing 14 misdemeanor counts. The child was attacked and nearly killed by the neighbor's dogs. A responding officer shot both animals. One died. One was taken by animal control. The child has been getting extensive medical treatment and will be left with severe facial deformities. Yet this dog owner can only be charged with misdemeanors the way the law is. City Attorney Zach Klein says he will prosecute this to the fullest extent possible. And he agrees with calls to increase the penalties for dog owners in situations like this. SpaceX last night scrubbed the launch of a flight that was intended to replace the 2 astronauts who've been stuck at the International Space Station for 9 months. The Crew 10 flight was supposed to take off from Florida's Kennedy Space Center, but there was a problem with the hydraulics on the ground system, so it forced a delay. The rocket's fine, the ground system, there was an issue. The 4 astronauts were already strapped into their capsule. There was less than an hour left in the countdown when the final call was made. SpaceX says they may be able to reschedule the launch for tomorrow. They don't know yet, but astronauts Butch Wilmar and Sonny Williams were supposed to come back to Earth on Sunday once the 4 new astronauts get settled, so no word on a new timeline.
We actually have audio from Butch on the International Space Station after they told him what happened.
Oh.
Come on!
Yeah, that's a rough one. That's rough news to get.
Yeah.
It's
tough.
Tough.
Man.
All right. Virginia high school track athlete now faces a misdemeanor charge of assault and battery after a viral video showing her hitting a competitor's head with her baton during a relay event. Layla Everett was running the second leg of a relay when she hit Kaylin Tucker. Kaylin Tucker was then diagnosed with a concussion. There are multiple videos from every vantage point of this race. And after reviewing everything available, it was determined that a charge of assault and battery would be filed against Everett. And those are your 3 things.
Okay, coming up next. Actually, hold on. Before we go anywhere, I got to give a shout out to some of these guys. We were talking about this list from Reddit about hobbies you may have that you don't tell your buddies about. Bubble baths, enjoying rom-coms.
Stuffed animals
on the bed. And
Hallmark Channel.
Hallmark. Yeah. Who said, Jim says, I like the Hallmark Channel.
My son loves
Good
those
for you.
Hallmark Christmas movies. He
Really?
watches all of them, man. It's hilarious.
They're all the same.
I know, with the same actress.
Yes, literally. Every story is the same, minus, like, the location.
Yeah.
Does it take place, most of them take place in a small town.
Or ski resort. Yeah.
Just throw Lacey Chabert in a cute little Santa hat and you've got yourself a Hallmark movie.
They do, like, Hallmark, cruises. You know, like the
they
themed
sell out,
cruises.
dude. In minutes, the cruises sell out.
It is absolutely unbelievable. Sam says, I love a fruity drink with an umbrella.
Yes.
Good for you. Absolutely. Gerald said, all my buddies laugh because I do puzzles.
Oh.
What's that? There's nothing.
I just don't
about
have.
that.
I don't have the attention span.
I don't either. They give me anxiety because I can never find a piece to fit. Never.
I can't sit still for that long and just look at them.
Yeah.
Let's see, Matt. Oh, I sing "I'm Gonna Baptize You" to my cat all the time. That's a song from the Broadway show Book of Mormon. That is hysterical, Matt. Good for you. All right, if for some reason this week isn't going the way you hoped, or maybe just it was a rough start to the day, we want to make you feel a little bit better visiting one of my favorite websites, F My Life. This is where people go online and just post about something that is really messed up in their life. And, you know, once you read them, you start to feel a little bit better about yourself because you're like, at least that didn't happen to me. Like today, I go home and threw my phone on the bed as usual. This time, it bounced out the window.
Oh.
Can you imagine watching that and give it a little toss? Boing.
Oh, an unfavorable bounce.
Right out the window. Today, my sister and I got into a fight. I came home to find everything in my room covered in ketchup.
Wow.
I don't know, as a parent, I'd be so mad.
Right.
It wouldn't be like, as the parent, I would be like, okay, you messed up your siblings' stuff. You have to clean it up. It would be like, I'm not cleaning that up. You have to go clean it up. I just forget the sibling. I just be mad. There's ketchup all over my house.
I have simmering rage issues, and I tell you, if my sister would have done that to me, it would have been all over.
Really?
All over. Yeah. Yeah, it's just one of those things you have to learn how to regulate in your life because you've just got some rage boiling just underneath the surface, and the smallest things can trigger it. A large thing like that.
Did you snap at your sister growing up?
All the time. I mean, I have 2 younger sisters, and they took they took some stuff from me. Yes.
Let's see. Someone else posted, today my little brother was playing with my cat, getting it to chase a laser pointer. He thought it'd be funny to shine the laser pointer right over my nuts.
That is kind of funny, though.
Today, 3 days before I take my bar exam, the biggest exam of my life, I got my period. And I get to bring my belongings in a clear plastic bag so everyone knows what's going on.
Oh, man.
That would be the same if you go to like a sports game because you're only allowed the small clear plastic bags at the sports games too.
Yep.
That's so true.
That would be the worst.
Oh, yeah, long for the days when you could actually bring a purse or something.
Right. Today my friend asked me how I did on my test. I said I got an 85. She asked what my secret was. I said, I'm just smart. She replied, no, you're not. Really? How'd you do it? Way to have faith in your friend. Today, I wore a new outfit that I thought was super cute. I was confident, feeling good about myself, until a seemingly drunk woman came up to me in a bar, tapped me on the shoulder, and said, I don't know what's going on here and what you're trying to do with this, gesturing at my outfit. It's not working. And then she stumbled away. Man, what happened to girl power? Like lifting each other up.
As much as you want to dismiss that, like who gives a crap what some drunk woman thinks? You'll never stop thinking about that.
Oh, you're right, exactly.
That will come up throughout the years.
It's just going to sit back there and fester.
Every time you put some kind of an outfit on to go out, you'll think about that.
Right. Today, I sent a text to my best friend venting about how terrible the date I was on was going. I called the guy I was with a clueless idiot. I sent it to my date instead of my friend.
Oh!
And he actually responded across the table with, I'm sitting right in front of you.
Oh my God.
At that point, do you just get up, say thank you?
I'm sorry, goodbye.
Yeah, and just leave.
I mean, you obviously didn't want to go out with him again anyway.
Right,
you know?
exactly.
So
why drag it up?
He's not going to bother you again.
This is embarrassing. I will be leaving now, and I'll pay.
Right, yeah, you should pay.
Yeah, 100%. Today, my mom suggested that I should take self-defense lessons just in case I ever get attacked. Jokingly, I said, as long as I walk under street lamps, no one's going to touch me. She replied, well, you never know. They might mistake you for someone good-looking.
Damn. Burn.
Mom! Come on!
That is a mom burn.
And finally, today I was in a big meeting and desperately needed to fart. I carefully tried to release it slowly, but of course it was the loudest fart I've ever made. Just after it happened, my boss looked at me and said, that's the best contribution you've ever made in one of these meetings. FML, 99.7 The Blitz. There you go, your Sonic Temple song of the day, I Prevail, Bad Things. Tickets for the Friday show. And we have got Stephanie. Hello? Are you there? Hi, Stephanie.
Hello? Yeah, I'm here.
What are you doing? You sound like you're in a wind tunnel or...
I drive a 2500 Ram, so I'm driving down the highway here, actually.
Oh, okay.
A 2500 what?
Ram.
Truck.
2500 Ram.
Nice.
Do you have to like jump in and out of that vehicle? Do you have a step ladder?
There's a step, and I'm 5'11", so I'm pretty tall.
Oh, okay. Well, that solves all problems. Well, hey, congratulations, starting your Thursday off in the right way. You have got yourself a pair of tickets. I'm sorry, I misspoke. It's Saturday tickets, not Friday. Yesterday was Friday. Today's Saturday.
I was going to say, I hope it's Lincoln Park.
It is, yes. You are going Saturday, Lincoln Park. I'm with you. That's the one I'm looking forward to. You also get Incubus in there as well, plus I Prevail, and a whole bunch of others. So congratulations, all right?
Perfect. Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
Absolutely. Thanks for listening. We will have another Sonic Temple song of the day excuse me, Ronnie will have that at 4:20 this afternoon. Make sure you listen for the song because then it will play sometime between 7 and 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, and you will win tickets for Sunday, the second night of Metallica, Alice in Chains, Chevelle, and a whole bunch of others as well. So congratulations once again. Okay. I want to talk about this woman who is online right now saying that her bathroom divorce is the best thing to ever happen to her marriage. Debbie Weiner is her name. And she said, look, getting a second... Stop it.
I'm 12. I'm sorry.
It's Weiner.
She was laughing too.
I
Kelly
just
was
gave
laughing
the
too.
side eye.
It's Weiner?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay.
That's what I would say if my last name was Weiner. I would say it's Weiner.
Let's say it's Weiner just so every time I say her
Okay.
name is Debbie Weiner, Vic doesn't chuckle.
Okay.
Because that's going to just take up the entire time.
Okay.
Well, here's the deal. She said, look, having my own bathroom, my own toilet, my own bathtub, it has made everything different. Did you grab her talking about this,
Yeah.
Vic? Okay, let's hear from Debbie.
I think a bathroom divorce is best exemplified by 2 toilets, 2 sinks, and 2 ways to shower or bathe in the morning. We have everything separate. The pet peeve of my old bathroom was the wet, sticky floor every time I went to use the toilet. So knowing that I use a bathroom with a dry, pristine floor.
You know, one of the members who uses the bathroom has a prostate and the other doesn't.
Is that why you're whizzing all over the floor?
That was her husband's rebuttal. Look, I'm the first to admit, I would say a good 39% of the time, I'm sitting down to pee.
Why wouldn't you do it all the time? That sounds way more comfortable.
I think there is a valid argument for that.
Yeah.
Way more comfortable?
Absolutely.
For 15 seconds of work?
Okay. Again, I just think that, well, first of all, those middle of the night pees are never 15 seconds. Ever. But besides the comfortability, the cleanliness of the whole thing. Because I have to agree with the husband. One of us has a prostate, one doesn't. And it is a crapshoot when you go to pee. That's kind of weird to see.
Yeah.
100. Don't tell me you are a 100% shooter right in the middle of the bowl every single time.
Okay.
There is no way.
All right, 99.5%.
Lies.
What are you talking about?
Lies.
First of all, let me just say from the female perspective is sometimes, the stream's a lot stronger sometimes than it is others. So you can't always predict where that stream's going to go at first.
100%. And then it starts to die down, so you have to lean in. And then sometimes you get
God.
that extra push, and it's like, blink, and then it hits the back.
Right,
Wow.
And then it hits the
exactly.
top.
I don't know, man. I must be from another planet.
If there is a millimeter of boxer fuzz, you're getting a split stream, or it's going off to the left. There are a million different
Boxer
scenarios.
fuzz.
There's a million different scenarios where something can happen.
Right. Something will really impact the angle, and then you're screwed.
And then you get the end dribble, and then you have to shake because otherwise.
And where's that going?
Right, you're right. You're not shaking straight down.
Yeah.
It's out here like an out of control water hose. Drips are flying everywhere. Because if you don't, then you have a peen length's worth of pee still stuck in there, and then you get the dribble on your pants. I had that happen on the golf course on Tuesday. I went over to the tree.
At Safari?
I'm golfing with 3 other strangers, and I went over to the tree to pee.
Oh my
and I
God.
start walking back, and I felt it, and I was like, "Oh crap!" And there it was, just that little pee spot on the front of the pants, because you get that little bit. There's a million different scenarios when men pee.
Is that why you're on the list at Safari now? No entry?
Can't go anymore. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm
I don't know
just
why
saying.
you wouldn't sit down. It feels so much easier. It just feels like you're just go down, direct downward, and it's all taken care of, right?
Maybe I need to go back to childhood where they take the Cheerios. Like parents take Cheerios, and that's how you teach a boy how to use the bathroom. You just
really?
aim for the Cheerios.
Okay.
It's like a parenting trick.
I never heard of
I
that.
might have to go back to that.
Aim for the Cheerios.
Because apparently
Did
we
you
don't all have a perfect peen like Thick.
Well, did you never
misses anything?
You never wrote your name in the snow?
Yeah.
Yes, I wrote my name in
Well,
the snow.
then if you can do that, you should be able to do anything.
But you also, when your name was over, you also had the elliptical or ellipsum or whatever it's called, the ... at the end, because those are the dribbles left after you're done peeing. I'm just saying. Just saying. I agree that separate bathrooms is not a bad thing. And I know people that have separate bedrooms. In fact, I had a former morning co-host years ago. Him and his wife had separate bedrooms. And he goes, it's the greatest thing for our marriage. And on top of that, there is nothing sexier than booty calling your own wife from the house.
Oh, how about that? From the other room.
From the other room. And then she comes over, and then she leaves. She goes, it's the best thing ever. Telling you. Give it a try. 99.7 The Blitz. Just about 20 minutes away from your tickets to Offspring. They're going to be with Jimmy Eat World and Newfound Glory at Riverbend Music Center in Cincinnati on Friday, July 25th, and we want to send you, we don't have a pair, we don't have 2 pair, we have got 3 pair of tickets to give away. And you know what that means. We're going to be playing everybody's favorite game show, Don't Blow Up for Everyone.
I love this game.
3 Blitz listeners going to get a chance to go to Offspring, and we will do that coming up just after 8 o'clock this morning. Right now, very simple question. What did you find out after the wedding? You know, you'd think as you go through your relationship, you learn a whole bunch about your significant other. I mean, that's how you fall in love with them. You share these commonalities, whether it be, moral, emotional, spiritual, whatever the case may be. But every so often, a new piece of information pops up. And you're like, oh, I didn't know that about you. And sometimes it happens after the wedding. 800-821-9970 or 99-700. What's that piece of information you found out after the wedding? And was it like a big deal? Because, I mean, it could completely change the face of the relationship. Can you think of anything, Kelly, you found out after the relationship?
I mean, I feel like I knew most everything. Now, like I've told you before, we did not live together before we got married. So I ended up taking over laundry duties. He does practically everything in the house, but I stepped up for the laundry. And he does like to ball up the old socks for laundry, which I have to get in there and unball.
Unball them?
And I said something at one point. I'm like, hey, maybe let's you unball these socks for me, hey? But he doesn't ever remember, and to me, it's like endearing almost. I don't care. It doesn't bother me.
Right.
But, that was the only... And so that's nothing. I understand that's nothing, but that's the only thing I found out that I didn't know. This is a man who loves to ball up a sock.
Okay. I saw some parents say this sometime about the kids' laundry, returning it exactly how it was in the laundry bag. She'll wash it, but if it's inside out, if it's balled up,
that's how you get it back.
That's how you get it back.
Okay, all right. I see that.
Yeah. Thick, can you think of anything you found out?
No.
After the wedding? No?
No.
All right. 800-821-9970. Blitz, good morning. Who's this? Michael, what did you find out after the wedding?
That my father-in-law is a hypochondriac and very schizophrenic.
Oh, interesting.
You have some family issues to deal with there, I guess.
What did she say why she didn't bring it up before the wedding? Was she worried it was going to scare you off, or is just not something the family talks about?
I'm not quite sure I'm not even quite sure she even knew.
She didn't know. Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay, well, thanks for the call, Michael. Let's see. Kevin says, I found out my wife was a bit slutty. I'm assuming he means not with him.
Before.
Right.
Yeah.
Evelyn says, found out his license was suspended and he was in student loan default. Oops. Questions are important. Yeah, absolutely. What did you find out after the wedding? 99.7 The Blitz. What did you find out about your significant other after you were married? Spencer, what's going on, man?
Hey, how's it going? You care if I tell a little story?
No, please.
Okay, so about 6 months after we got married, we were living together. I was at work. She was busy with the kids. She asked if I could pick up her medication. And there was 3 on that list that I just didn't know what they were. So I looked them up before I dropped them off at home, and come to find out one's antipsychotic and the other ones are for anxiety and depression. So when I talked to her about it at home, come to find out she's got borderline personality disorder, she's got bipolar disorder, she's got abandonment disorder, and she's got depression.
Are you still married?
Oh, yeah. We've been married almost 7 years now.
Oh, that's great. I mean, I'm all about mental health. As someone who absolutely has gone to therapy before, I get it. But you would think that would come up before the wedding.
Yeah, no, she said she really had to try hard to fake it before she made it.
Oh, I feel for her because it's something she might not be comfortable with about herself. But also, if you're going to marry someone, that person needs to be your main support. Like, you have to disclose what your mental health issues are.
Yeah, good. I mean, yes, for sure. It should be disclosed, absolutely. But good on you, Spencer, because there are some people who might not be able to deal or handle with that.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you guys are going on 7 years. That's awesome. Congratulations, man.
No, thank you.
All right, thanks for calling in. Have a great one.
Chris said he found out about $100K in student loan debt.
Oh, man.
Bill says, I found out my now ex-wife never liked the fact that I rode a motorcycle and told me to sell it a month after the wedding.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Nope.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Ryan says, my wife is a control freak. Okay. Also, she cooked great dinners to impress me before marriage. Ever since then, all she cooks is meatloaf or spaghetti. I understand your frustration, Ryan, but also at the same time, learn to cook a dish or two. If you don't like meatloaf or spaghetti, get in the kitchen.
Yeah, you take 2
Cook
days.
it up.
She takes 2 days, and then you DoorDash a fifth. Dan says he found out his wife's actual age after the wedding.
Oh, wow.
I wonder what that was.
You're not supposed to lie about that. Let's see. We got a text from 1191 that says, my husband's position of choice for clipping his fingernails is over the kitchen sink to rinse them into the garbage disposal.
Oh, that's kind of gross.
I guess it's better. I guess it's better than me because Nora gets mad at me when I clip my toenails on the bed.
Oh, dude.
She says the same thing every time.
Because you can't tell where those things are going to fly.
Yes, you can.
Oh, yeah. Okay, you can't tell where your pee stream's going to go, but you can tell where your toenails are going to fly to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see here. 800-821-9970. What did you find out after the wedding? Trying to see here. Oh, this Ann says that he's a Trumper and I'm not. That is something that you need to talk about beforehand.
Yeah, how do you not talk politics before you get married?
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Whichever side you're on,
Yeah.
I would think that would be something that would absolutely come up.
It's such a hot
before
issue.
the fact.
Hot button
Yeah.
issue, yeah.
And, obviously people feel strongly in both ways, so I could totally see that. You're making faces, Thick.
My husband is bisexual. Found out via hundreds of DMs on social media.
Wow!
Oh.
That's something to find out.
Do you mean your husband's a cheater? Because that's really what it is, right? You find DMs after you're married because he wants to be with a dude as well as you. That's still cheating.
Yeah.
For sure. What if this was his way of, easing into that conversation? Did he reply to any of the DMs?
I think he was sending the DMs.
Okay.
That was how I took that, but I could be wrong.
Maybe they're sent to him.
Okay,
and he's
could
waiting.
be.
He's waiting for the conversation to happen. He wants to explore some certain things.
She said my husband is bisexual too. It sounds like they're still together, so they must have been able to work that out.
Hey, good for them. Do you, boo boo? If you've got one, 800-821-9970 or 99-700. It's 99.7 The Blitz.
And now, 3 things you need to know before you go.
A judge has ordered a competency hearing for the man accused of killing 2 co-workers at a New Albany cosmetics plant. Bruce Foster III is ordered to appear in court on the 19th for a review of a forensic psychological evaluation to see if he is competent to stand trial. Foster is facing aggravated murder and other charges for allegedly carrying a gun into the KDC-1 facility on February 4th and opening fire on fellow employees. 2 people died following the shooting. 4 others were injured. Connecticut authorities who responded to a house fire last month found something really disturbing. An emaciated 32-year-old man with matted hair and rotting teeth told them he'd started that fire because he'd been held captive in the home for more than 20 years and he wanted to escape. The man's 5'9". He weighed 68 pounds when he was found and says his stepmother, 56-year-old Kimberly Sullivan, kept him locked in an 8x9 room since he was about 11 years old. This man's 32. She would let him out for just a short period each day to do chores in the house. And he says, I was allowed to go in the yard when my dad was alive, but he died last year, so I haven't been outside the house. Kimberly Sullivan was arrested yesterday and faces multiple charges of kidnapping and abuse. She's being held in jail on $300,000 bond. Well, something came up at a school board meeting in the Cincinnati area this week that we have to talk about. Parents are pretty upset that a science teacher at Sycamore High School, who is also the Sycamore Education Association president, still has her job after what she did all the way back in September. So in September, beginning of the school year, this teacher / education association president, her name's Danielle Scrace, she allegedly showed up to a school board meeting under the influence of muscle relaxers and alcohol, called the principal an incompetent black man, and then got up to head to the restroom, but I guess decided to go ahead and pull those pants down way before she got to the bathroom. Exposed on the undies and all, by the way. There is surveillance of this in a common area, people around, her butt's exposed. Anyway, so she ends up getting in a little bit of trouble. She served a 15-day suspension.
Hey, have you ever had to deal with a whole bunch of middle-aged kids day in and day out?
So since her 15-day suspension back in September, she's been back in the classroom and still serves as president of the Education Association. So parents this week came to the board meeting and they're like, who gets away with this stuff? And could you walk into your job on muscle relaxers and booze, call your boss an incompetent black man, and then instead of waiting to pull your pants down in the bathroom, just did it in the hallway just to get a head start? Are you keeping your job?
I'd say probably not.
Yeah. So I guess the school district is like, oh, we are committed to an environment of dignity and respect. But also she's keeping her job. So anyway, I don't know. I just thought that was crazy down in Cincinnati. And those are your three things.
The Blitz would be the only place you would get to keep your job after that.
Yeah. That does sound like a normal Tuesday. Let's go. It's time for everybody's favorite game show. Don't blow up for everyone. We've got Tom, AJ, and Erica on the phone. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
All trying to win tickets to see The Offspring with special guest Jimmy Eat World and Newfound Glory at Riverbend Music Center on July 25th down there in Cincinnati. Very simple game. You are each going to get your own question. You cannot help each other out. If all three of you get your questions correct, you all win. But if one of you gets your question wrong, you have blown it for everyone. Game is over. No goodbye. No thanks for playing. You just get the dial tone, and that's it. So here we go. Tom, you were first to call in. You get question number 1. Today, in 1781, William Herschel discovered which planet, the first planet to be discovered by a telescope?
Mars.
Oh,
sorry.
Oh, no.
No.
Uh-oh.
No, there's nothing like peeping through a little hole and seeing Uranus. That was the first.
It was Uranus?
It was Uranus. Yep, absolutely. Tom, AJ, Erica, adios. Zeb, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Who's Zeb? Zeb's dead, baby. Zeb's dead.
Not a motorcycle. It's a
Zed.
chopper.
Yeah, exactly. Zed, not Zeb. But, whatever. Jared, good morning.
Yes, how we doing?
Stacy, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay. Same rules apply. All three of you fighting for tickets to The Offspring. You each get your own question. You cannot help each other out. Zeb, you were the first person to call in, so we are going to go with you first. Here we go. Today in 2002, Tom Brady unretired from the NFL to join what team for one more year?
Tampa Bay.
That is the correct answer.
Yes.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
All right.
Come on.
There you go.
Let's go.
Zeb is off the hook. Jared, here you go.
Yes.
Only you, Jared. Today in 1992, My Cousin Vinny was released. Name one of the two actors who played a defendant in that movie.
I have not seen that movie, so you guys are going to hate me, team. I am sorry.
Haven't seen My Cousin Vinny.
I mean, it's like constantly running on cable. Like, they always have My Cousin Vinny on. You had to have
TNT,
accidentally
USA.
seen a
Right.
scene from My Cousin Vinny over the past 20 years.
The two Utes.
The two Utes.
Can you answer the question, Kelly?
Ralph Macchio.
Yes.
I don't know the other guys.
No one knows the other one.
The one movie he was a decent actor in.
Okay, yeah.
Well, 2 rounds down, no tickets given away, which means we're going to have to roll these tickets over to tomorrow.
Oh.
We only have time for 2 rounds, so yes, we're going to hold on to these tickets. We will play Don't Blow It for everyone yet again tomorrow. You want to go see The Offspring, your chance to win. Study up on your trivia, because you know it can go any which way when it comes to these questions. And we'll play again tomorrow, 99.7 The Blitz.
Not so breaking news. The news already broke. We're trying to put it back together.
All right, you're going to have to come up with a better excuse than this. Michael John Paul Kelly is a man who was, he claims, on vacation on a fishing charter boat. Well, the fishing charter boat, for whatever reason, was stopped by the wild game life fishing police.
Yeah.
Game warden.
Game warden. Turns out that there was $100 million worth of cocaine on the boat.
Damn.
And he goes, hey, I'm just out here fishing. I don't know anything about $100 million worth of cocaine. Well, the border force over there across the seas is what they're called. They didn't believe him. He was arrested. He will be spending some time in jail. But as of right now, he's sticking to his story.
Was he like transporting the drugs but just decided to cast a line real quick just to see if he could catch something?
I guess when the feeling hits, or maybe the fish finder went off.
Yeah, he's like, oh, gotta pull over.
Hold on, I gotta stop.
Yeah.
What body of water was he on?
It doesn't say. This is coming from the Daily Record. It's overseas because they used pounds, 100 million.
I was going to say, that's got to be a pretty large boat because that seems like a lot of cocaine.
Yeah, I mean, how much is $100 million worth of cocaine?
It's a commercial fishing boat? Or
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Yeah, that's a lot of it.
Yeah, does it say how much?
I love the deny, though. I think it's a really good move.
Yeah,
It at least postpones things for a while.
Yeah, it doesn't say, unfortunately. Oh, I'm sorry. Here it is. 1,076 kilos of cocaine. Yeah, I mean, that's
yeah, I'd have
a hefty amount.
I mean, I don't think I could get all that on my boat.
Don't talk about my Saturday night. Here's a story. There is a couple that has now has a new piece of art in their living room, and I'm here for it. Austin and her partner, Zach, were walking outside when they found a little sticky note in their driveway. Not knowing what it was, they happened to pick it up, and the sticky note said, "Destroy with mouth." So they decided to take the sticky note because they're both artists, and I can't explain it, but their living room, like a lot of living rooms, has got the tabletop entertainment center with the TV sitting on top of it. It's not like a big entertainment center with shelves. It's just that, flat TV.
Like a TV stand.
TV stand. Yeah, exactly. And around it, the living room wall is covered with all kinds of random art from local artists. I think it looks really cool. So they decided to take this sticky note and frame it and include it in their wall of decor.
Okay.
I love it.
So they now have this little sticky note framed that says "Destroy with mouth." And the only thing I can think of is that the husband was trying to surprise his wife and wanted to walk into the house. So while he was in the car, he wrote on a sticky note and he put it on his zipper and he was going to walk into the house. But it fell off and he doesn't want to admit that he's the one who wrote the note.
Is that what you have decided?
That's my side of the story. That's what I'm thinking happened. They say they don't know where it comes from. I think he's just too embarrassed to admit.
And now it's on his wall.
And now it's hanging on his wall. Although, I mean, that might be a flirtatious move. You're sitting there, you're watching Netflix, and all you do is just point at the note. You don't say a word. Just
Maybe she wrote it.
Look her in the eye, but that could be it too. 100%.
Yeah, but she was just going to verbally harass somebody. That was what she was
is
trying
that
to
right?
remind herself of. Don't throw a punch, but destroy with mouth.
And finally, I've got a follow-up for you. Do you remember the story of the police officer from Tennessee? She was a female police officer who was put on unpaid leave after it was found out she had a rendezvous with the sergeant in a hot tub. But then as more of the story came about, she had actually slept with like 7 other officers
You whore.
in her division.
Yes.
The Lavergne Police Department out there in Tennessee. This woman made headlines for making her way around the police department. Well, she left the police department in 2019. She now lives a much quieter life. She has become a pharmaceutical tech. So she now, she's not the pharmacist, but she counts out the pills, and, she's the assistant, basically, at a pharmacy.
Okay.
Is she going through all the pharmacists now?
It doesn't say that. What I'm thinking is she's going to work there for a couple years, and then she's going to join a rock band so she can just complete the trifecta of sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Yeah.
And be done with it. So,
Why don't you go back to your home on Whore Island?
good luck, lady. That's your not-so-breaking news, 99.7 The Blitz. Okay. I'll be the first to admit, I've admitted it before, even 2.5 years into the relationship, I will do my best effort to leave the room if I'm going to be passing gas if Nora is there.
I like that. You're really showing a sign of respect there.
I try.
I do like it.
I've read a lot of articles that say, if you can fart in front of your significant other, then that's a real sign of trust and commitment and love. And okay, well, I don't want to.
Yeah, you can. That doesn't mean you can't avoid it.
Right.
I go outside.
Okay.
I go out of the house.
I mean, without a doubt, there have been times I go to sit up and there's nothing you can do.
Right.
Just that stomach compression is. There's only one place for it to go.
You gotta go outside. Like,
I don't have
something
to.
serious
I just do.
going on under. Okay, gotcha. No, that's so nice.
When did we decide to fumigate? Here's the thing.
I care that much.
That's very kind of you. You should not hold in your farts.
Yeah.
Medical evidence that you should not hold in your farts. Starting with diverticulitis.
Diverticulitis.
Air pockets form in your digestive tract.
Oh.
And they cause inflation and inflammation. It can be very painful. So don't hold them in.
Have you ever been in a situation where you literally you have to
Like a work
hold
meeting.
everything in?
Yeah.
I mean you are, but you start to sweat. The
only thing worse than the meat sweats is the fart sweats. They're just oh.
Oh my gosh.
I think we've all been in an instance where we're sitting there or even walking and you're just like, who just punched me in the belly button?
Yeah.
What happened? Another reason you shouldn't hold it in, heartburn. Indigestion can lead to issues higher up, like heartburn. You've got cramping, of course. We've all had that internal cramping, and it can get worse the longer you hold on to it. Bloating is a big issue. Buildup of gas can make your stomach balloon and feel really unpleasant.
Yeah.
And then finally, probably the worst of them all, holding it in too long, you can get mouth gas. And
what?
I don't mean a burp. This is not a burp. This is actual mouth gas.
Oh, gross. It's coming up your mouth?
Gas gets reabsorbed into your bloodstream,
What?
causing you to breathe it out. And you've got mouth gas.
Oh, my gosh.
Whoa. Is it like methane?
I don't know.
Oh, buddy, you've got to brush your teeth more often.
I can only make an assumption. Like if you've ever been talking and all of a sudden it's just like,
Oh,
wow.
Imagine the people you've kissed, and then they have mouth gas.
probably because you're on a first date and they're holding it in.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, that goodnight kiss.
Oh, boy. That's been after a few hours of holding it.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
You can't do it. She's
And
like,
then-
he doesn't like me.
Oh, it's just a hot sigh in the back of your throat. Oh, no.
Yuck.
You'd think that it was like a clicking of the teeth, but it was really just like right. Oh, man.
Well, that wasn't a burp.
Right, what do you say there? That wasn't a burp? Or do you say, I'm sorry, I just burped in your mouth?
No, I'd be like, yeah, I would definitely have to blame shift on that one. I'm gaslighting the heck out of somebody at that point.
You're blaming the little kid in the stroller that just got pushed by. Did you smell that?
Oh, man, what a filthy child.
Okay, so and Kelly, if you want to admit, I don't know, Goose, maybe Nora's done this. They get to laughing, and a little one sneaks out, which causes them to laugh harder, and then they kind of come out in a row with the laughing.
I'm sorry, Heather. Is he admitting something?
100%.
This is... right.
Oh, you get those machine gun farts going?
This is like a boop, 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 boop,
Yep.
as the laugh is happening. Yes. Come on, that's happened to you, right, Kelly?
I'm sure it has. I don't know. I don't do it that often. It's so far back in my memory. I'm very, very dainty.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that before. Yeah, it smells like strawberries and
you
cream.
are just a tiny, tiny woman, but I bet you fart like an elephant. I bet if you're sitting on the couch, it sounds like a Honda Civic with 14 12-inch subs driving by your house. It's just that deep rumble.
How dare you, sir?
Hey, it happens. Moral of the story, don't hold them in. Hey, another gorgeous day today with a high of 72. There are going to be some clouds, maybe a random little shower this afternoon, but we'll see. And then I think you were saying tomorrow we might actually see record highs. I mean, as of right now, they're calling for a high of 77. And as we know, they're usually off by a couple degrees. We could see 80 tomorrow.
Man, that'd be incredible.
Which I'm all for. And then we roll into the weekend, 76 on Saturday. We do have some rain coming in Saturday. And then we do cool off a little bit, high of 60 on Sunday. Let's play a little game. I think a lot of us could tell a story or two like this. This game is called Little Kid or Drunk Adult. Because there are some stories where if you didn't give any context, you just basically said what you did, that could fall into either category.
Earlier, the school board member who was going to the bathroom, but she pulled down her pants in the hallway, common hallway,
right,
before she got to the bathroom door, just to be ready to go.
Right. That very easily you could ask, were you a little kid or were you a drunk adult?
Right.
For sure. So, I'm going to play you a clip, and we're going to take guesses as to whether or not this person was a little kid or a drunk adult. And we'll see where it goes. Thick, what's the first story?
I got my head stuck in a railing at a theme park.
My little sister did that, not at a theme park, but at our house. So I'm going to say little kid.
At a theme park, we definitely enjoy some cocktails at a theme park.
Yeah.
So
Okay, all right.
I'm going to say drunk adult.
Yeah, I'm with you.
You say drunk adult?
Yeah.
All right, what is it?
I was a drunk adult.
Yeah!
I tried to prove that my head was the perfect size for the bars, and it was not. And firefighters had to lube me up with something that felt like butter to get me out.
What is it that they use that feels like butter?
I don't
why
know.
wouldn't they use
It's like Vaseline.
Vaseline or dish soap?
Yeah.
But Vaseline to me doesn't feel... Does Vaseline feel like butter?
Yeah, I guess soft butter. Sure.
Thick, last time your wife was out of town, did the Vaseline feel like butter, or was it... All right, let's go on to story number 2. What you got, Thick?
I licked a stranger's ice cream cone because it looked good.
Again,
I know.
I could totally see walking down the street after a Sunday fun day.
No way.
In the summer.
No way.
Just walking up to someone and...
Dude, you would get killed. If that was my ice cream, some stranger walks up and licks an adult.
Remember when
Drunk
Ariana
adult?
Grande licked that donut in the donut shop? Wasn't that Ariana Grande?
Yes.
No, I don't think... Was it Ariana Grande?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, was it? I can't remember. But anyway.
One of those teenage pop stars.
I feel like when you're crazy and with your friends and you've had some drinks and you're just like, everybody's having a good time. Let me take a lick of your ice cream cone.
This is a stranger, right?
Yeah.
No, you will get... who would not punch you if you did that?
We used to see back my ex and we would have a Sunday fun day. We'd be walking through like downtown Denver on a summer day. We would run up to people and start singing song lyrics to see if they would join in or knew the song. We'd play a little name that tune quiz game. They're walking down the 16th Street Mall in Denver there. So walking up and licking someone's ice cream and then yell out the flavor, that would be fun.
I like it.
Run up, lick their ice cream, and you yell out the flavor to see if you got it right. It's like the ice cream game show.
You're going to do that to the wrong person.
All right, so you're saying little kid. I'm saying drunk adult.
I say drunk adult.
I'm with you. What is it, kid?
I licked a stranger's ice cream cone because it looked good. I was a little kid.
Oh, all right.
I thought it was my dad's friend, so I thought I'd lick his ice cream cone.
That sounds like that story could go in a whole different direction. All right, last one, Thick. Little kid or drunk adult?
So one time I poured hot tea on my stepdad's lap on purpose, just to get even.
Just to get even.
Are little kids drinking hot tea, or maybe he poured his uncle's hot tea on his own lap?
him.
Okay.
Kid.
I feel like it's a kid, too.
I do, too.
Yeah.
I think we're all in agreement here.
I was a drunk adult. My stepdad was always talking trash to me. So when I was 25 years old, one time I got hammered and confronted him on why he always treated me this way. So he had the nerve to say that it was because I always had crap for brains.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if hot tea is going to be my weapon of choice if I get into a fight with an uncle.
Yeah.
But I guess I can...
I don't know. Sometimes you just take it too far, and even if you're an adult, you just can't handle it anymore.
Oh, you just snap.
Yeah, you snap.
I can't handle him saying I have crap for brains more time.
I'm done with you.
So
I'm done with you.
I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you've got a great little kid or drunk adult, shoot us a text or give us a call, 800-821-9970 or 99700. Just give us a little snippet of the story. We'll take a guess as whether or not you were a little kid or drunk adult. 997 The Blitz.
And now, the 3 things you need to know before you go.
Ohio State is bringing back standardized testing as a requirement for admission. OSU officials say first-year undergrads will need to take the ACT or the SAT in order to apply beginning in the 2026 admission cycle. The test requirement was suspended in 2020 because of the pandemic, which made it unsafe for students to gather for the exams. Now, most colleges and universities in Ohio still have the test optional admission policies in place, but Ohio State's going back to those standardized test requirements. A New York woman is suing the Girl Scouts, claiming some Girl Scout cookies have heavy metals and pesticides in them. This woman, Amy Mayo, is suing the Girl Scouts and 2 licensed cookie manufacturers after a study of more than 24 cookie samples in multiple states found the presence of 4 of the 5 heavy metals. And the cookies were also found to have the pesticide glyphosate, with Thin Mints containing the highest levels. Now, the Girl Scouts reply is, look, we use plant-based ingredients in our cookies. Those heavy metals are naturally occurring in the soil. That is very standard. We meet all FDA and EPA standards. Our cookies are absolutely safe to eat. But Amy Mayo's lawsuit is seeking at least $5 million in damages and class action status for consumers in the state of New York.
I don't see any problem. I love a little Marilyn Manson and Lamb of God mixed into my Thin Mints.
Agreed. It just makes it tastier.
Yeah.
Yep. Spinal Tap 2, the long-awaited sequel to 1984's rock mockumentary. This is Spinal Tap, set for release on September 12th. A brief teaser for the movie shows the band plugging in before a show, revealing an amp volume knob that now goes past 11 to infinity.
That's the one thing. They released this little teaser. It's not even a trailer. It's a teaser.
Yeah.
And it's a guitar plugging into an amp, and then it's like 4 knobs. 11, 11, 11, and then 11 infinity. And then that's all they show. It's like, come on, give us a little more.
David St. Hubbins, played by Michael McKean, Nigel Tufnell, played by Christopher Guest, and Derek Smalls, played by Harry Shearer, all back for the movie, along with Paul McCartney and Elton John, who will be in the movie as well. Paul Schaefer's Artie Fufkin and Fran Drescher's Bobby Fleckman also set to return. I guess the story is that Spinal Tap is forced to reunite after unexpectedly returning to the spotlight. I guess some big music star was messing around at a sound check, and on his iPhone, a Spinal Tap song was on, and so all of a sudden they blew up again. So they have to reunite. They are recording new music for a new album, and I guess a nationwide re-release of This Is Spinal Tap is expected to hit theaters this summer. And then details of the Spinal Tap 2 will be revealed shortly. So.
I'm going to have to rewatch it. Maybe I'll wait till the summer and actually go see it in the theaters.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Seeing it on the big screen for sure.
Yeah.
All right, those are your 3 things.
I spoke to Joyce in the morning. I spoke to Joyce at night.
So it's been about 6 weeks that I moved here to Columbus, and the day before I moved is when I proposed to Nora. And sure, we've been talking about wedding stuff. We know we're doing something smaller. We've both been married before. It's not going to be anything crazy. We don't know when. But she did send me a link because the Taco Bell in Las Vegas on the Las Vegas Strip is now offering a $777 wedding where you get married by Elvis at the Taco Bell in their chapel with a bouquet of hot sauce packets, and you get a free Taco Bell dinner for you and your guests.
You considering this?
Well, we are. We're not doing some big elaborate wedding. We want to do something fun and silly. A good friend of ours got engaged shortly after us. We're talking about doing like a double wedding and just knocking it out.
Yeah.
And, so we'll see. We definitely want to do something different. And this one may be for you if you and your significant other enjoy the wacky tobacco. You may want to be married by Afro Man himself. Yes, the singer of Because I Got High is going to be at the first Stargazer Cannibal Festival coming to Waverly, July 25th through the 27th. And Afro Man himself will be hosting a cannabis-themed wedding for one Ohio couple. You can enter to win the wedding, which also comes with a Jamaican honeymoon.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I would take that in a heartbeat. Submissions are currently open. They say love is in the air, and so is the sweet aroma of cannabis. One lucky couple will win the ultimate cannabis-infused wedding experience hosted by none other than Afro Man himself. Say I do in a dream ceremony at Stargazer surrounded by festival magic, music, and good vibes.
This is awesome.
That's what it says on Stargazer's website. The weed!
That is great.
I mean, do you take a rip before you say I do?
Yeah. I mean, you're at a weed festival getting married. Yes, of course. You've been ripping it all day before you say I do.
Do part of your vows include I promise to love you even if you eat the last of the Cinnamon Toast Crunch? Like, what do you say during that ceremony? I'm very curious.
Oh, what are your vows?
Yeah, exactly. And has anyone else ever smoked with the host of your wedding after you say I do? Because I guarantee you and Afro Man could go off and probably smoke a little together if you wanted to.
Yeah, I would imagine. Especially at that event.
Yeah, if he's gonna be the what's the word I'm looking for? He's not a priest. The officiant of the wedding. Yeah, then yeah, I bet he'd be willing to
absolutely
smoke one with you.
But what was your question? Say your question again. Have you ever smoked with the host?
I said host. I was trying to look for the word officiant.
Oh, okay. Have you ever smoked with him?
Yeah.
All right.
Like, did you have a friend and then afterwards you went and ripped one?
At a wedding?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, really?
Like, went outside?
Yeah.
And yeah.
Oh, okay.
Who hasn't done that?
I don't. People who don't smoke, I'm assuming?
Well, yeah, of course not. But I mean, what person who smokes hasn't done that?
Okay. Do you do it beforehand to kill the nerves? Do you do it beforehand and afterhand?
Are you talking about if you're in the wedding?
Yeah.
Oh. Like if I'm getting married?
Right.
Oh, no. I never went out and got high after I got married.
Okay.
No.
The one time.
I thought you just meant like if I was
at a wedding.
The last wedding I was at, I was actually in the wedding. I was a groomsman. And then the brother of the groom said, "Hey, you want to go outside?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, I want to go outside."
Really?
Yeah. I mean, you know.
Okay. I don't know if I ever did. I never did it at a wedding.
Yeah,
I wish I had. You know, now that I think about it,
I guess it depends on the circumstances, location, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, for sure. So was this a wedding that you would expect that to happen at, or was it like a higher end wedding and you're like, we're going to sneak outside and go?
No, I would expect it. I mean, it was one of my best friends from high school getting married. So yeah, absolutely.
Oh, so you knew it was going down.
Well, yeah. I mean, I know that half the people in that building smoke.
Okay. All right. Well, if you want to get signed up and try and win this weed wedding, then go to the Stargazer's website. Submissions are currently open. And good luck. 99.7 The Blitz.
Now, let's see if we can learn you something. Sit up and pay attention.
All right, here we go. Let's learn you some stuff. Make you a little bit smarter than when you woke up this morning. A woman by the name of Chamoy Thipyaso from Bangkok, Thailand, received the longest prison sentence in world history back in 1989. You want to take a guess as to how long her sentence was?
It was the longest in history?
100
years.
You're only off by 141,000.
What?
141,078 years for running a $204 million pyramid scheme in Thailand.
Wow.
Now, she must have got the luckiest break in history because she was released in 1993 after serving 4 years.
What?
How do you get a 141,000-year sentence and serve 4 years? And they're like, okay, you did enough.
Yeah.
We forgive you. The character from The New Yorker with the monocle and top hat, have you ever looked at the New Yorker magazine? His name is Eustace Tilley. He actually has a name.
Huh.
So does the guy from Monopoly.
Yeah.
He's got a name, too.
I'm trying to remember his name. Anyway.
Let's see. Pringles are only about 42% potato. The rest is wheat starch, flour, oil, salt, and seasoning. And because of that, they're not legally allowed to be called potato chips. They're actually called potato crisps. And Pringles do have a very unique chip taste to them.
Oh, yeah, very different than any other potato chip.
And I don't mean like the obviously sour cream and onion or something. There's something about the Pringle that just tastes different, for sure.
Milburn penny bags.
Oh, that's the guy from Monopoly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Milburn penny bags.
Thank you. Several decades before Richard Jenkins played John C. Reilly's father in Step Brothers, one of the greatest movies ever made, he actually worked as a truck driver. And his boss at that job was John C. Reilly's father. What a weird connection.
That is.
Yeah. And finally, the town of Chevy Chase, Maryland wasn't named after the actor or vice versa. Both names were actually inspired by an English historical ballad about a war that took place on the border between England and Scotland. By the way, Chevy started as the actor's nickname. He was actually born Cornelius Crane Chase. And thanks to Jeff texting in, I did not know this, Cornelius Crane Chase is also the original drummer for Steely Dan.
What?
When they were Drunken Canaries back in college.
Drunken Canaries?
That was their band name back in college. And Cornelius Crane Chase, Chevy Chase, was the original drummer. Thank you, Jeff, for that extra fun fact this morning. I like that.
I wonder why they decided to change the name to name it after a dildo.
Valid question. I do not know.
Steely Dan was a steam-powered dildo in the novel The Naked Lunch.
Yeah, that's a very interesting choice of a name, for sure. There you go, learning you some stuff on a Thursday morning, 99.7 The Blitz.